Saturday night. Of course, tomorrow is football Sunday, and I am very excited. I am Brandon. I am the host here. Thank you, everybody, for showing up. We are going to let some more people get in. Like I said, I hope everybody is having a good day. And if you are dropping by on YouTube, especially, please like and subscribe to the channel. It helps us out a lot. That would be fantastic. All right. We're going to let a couple more people get in, guys. Today, we are talking about one of the hot topics here locally, but it's not just a local thing. Bola reps are being used by police departments across the country. So we're going to answer a couple of basic questions here. What are Bola reps? What do they do? That's going to be the first one we're going to answer, okay? What are Bola reps? What do they do? The second thing we're going to answer here. The people who, is the argument that what advantages do they bring to law enforcement? And then, of course, what are the bad aspects of the Bola reps? Let's get started here on what some of the features of the Bola reps are. So Bola reps, from what I've gathered, they're small and easy to use. They have a laser for when you shoot them. What they are is they're 8-foot Kevlar tethers with hooks on the end that shoot out. All right. They come in click-in cartridges, so they reload easily and quickly. The tethers, they shoot at about 380 feet per second. Like I said, there's the fish hooks that wrap around. Their effective range is 10 to 25 feet. They're less intrusive, according to some people, than other less lethal force options like tasers. The training is easy. Apparently, there's not a huge learning curve for them. And so the retail for $800 and the replacement cartridges is around $30 a cartridge. So those are some of the features of the Bola reps here. So now let's talk about what people say some of the advantages to using the Bola reps are, and then we're going to talk about the problems. And trust me, there is a lot of problems with the Bola reps. But first, let's tackle this, because this is going to be quicker. Let's talk about what people say the benefits and advantages are to the Bola reps. So they're easy to train and use, right? Simple, easy. That is the main argument here. They have the potential to restrain dangerous suspects or mentally ill suspects, it says. They're less intrusive, like I said, than a taser, they're saying. They are, this is funny, because I'm reading this off of a police site. Potential for greater acceptance among the public and media. I don't think the media has actually taken well to this so far, believe it or not. It could provide an excellent option for armed but stationary mentally ill subjects, they're saying. Could be used in correctional facilities. So these are the advantages that the company itself that's selling them is talking about, and then that they're affordable. Now, $800 for the gun itself, $30 for each cartridge. I don't know if that's affordable. I mean, that's more of a, I feel like that's kind of pricey, but hey, I mean, tasers are very expensive, and it is cheaper than a taser still, believe it or not. So what are the limitations, concerns, and what are some of the knocks on the Bola reps, right? So the effective range of the Bola reps keeps the officers close to the suspect. So that is one of the things police officers have said are one of the things they're worried about with the Bola reps. And some of the things the public is worried about is the use of the hooks on the end that can puncture, injure, tear skin. It can choke people if it hits them around the neck. The tether can hit them in the eye. There are all kinds of facial injuries. Can rip, your genitalia area. There's all kinds of things. The choking damage is the biggest one I've seen people talking about. Hearing damage. Apparently they're loud. The videos, if you watch all the videos that Bola rep itself put out, They wear eye protection, they wear ear protection. The officers aren't necessarily going to be doing that on the field. So that's one of the things people are worried about. And then people are worried about the suspect or subject trying to remove it themselves, and it can tear into them. There's all kinds of potential for injury when we're talking about the Bola wraps, right? And while they're saying, yeah, we're trying to find a new way to address it, so we don't have to shoot people, we don't have to tase people. I think the biggest argument from the public that I have seen and that I have heard have been that this doesn't address the core issue. This does not address the core issue. That is the problem that people are really saying about the Bola wraps. This isn't addressing the core issue, which is de-escalation training, which is all this other stuff that needs to be addressed, before the Bola wraps, how they handle mental health situations. Because at the end of the day, is a Bola wrap really that much better to use on a person than a taser? I think the technology itself is honestly kind of cool, because I like stuff like this, right? I am one of those people. I like stuff like this. I like weapons. I like all kinds of different stuff. So I think the technology behind the Bola wrap is actually kind of cool. The way it's kind of like a lasso, right? It kind of plays on like old school tassels or whatever they're called. I think that is cool, but when you're talking about spending $800 on this gun, $30 for every cartridge, figure each officer is going to have about 10 cartridges on them at a time. You're talking about $1,100 up front right there. And then you also have the training and everything else that has to go into it. And where we're saying, well, maybe if we just had to give them an extra week of de-escalation training, that might offset this cost. I'm not sure, guys. I'm not an expert on this stuff. These are just some ideas I've had while researching. They're fascinating. I think it's cool technology. I personally am not a fan of police officers really having or using this. I worry about the hooks, the little hooks, more than anything. Can you imagine if someone's trying to run away from a cop? And I get it, like you shouldn't run from cops, but can you imagine if someone's running away from a cop and they shoot the Bola wrap and they lose an eye? Can you imagine the national news stories? Can you imagine the mess that would occur after that? I'm just saying, guys, these are real things to consider when we're talking about these Bola wraps. I know this has been a hot topic as far as people in Buffalo, because the Buffalo police obviously are good. The mayor and city council has called for the Bola wraps, and they have called for tasers to be purchased by the Buffalo Police Department. So this is one of the hot topics right now. I'm going to keep this video short, cut it here so people can rewatch it and do what they want to do, because when I make them too long, it makes it a little bit hard. But again, guys, thank you for watching. If you're watching on YouTube, like the video, subscribe to the channel. That'd be great. Everyone else, thank you guys very much. I'll see you guys next week, and we'll try to have a more in-depth conversation. I want to have a couple more people next week join me in the conversation on Bola wraps. And I think we could have a very productive conversation. This was kind of just like, what do they do? This was just an overview. Thank you guys very much. You guys have a great night. Bye.